Why did Jonah not want to go to Nineveh? This is a historical description of what the king of Nineveh did to his captives. He said, I built a pillar over against his city gate, and I flayed all the chief men who had revolted, and I covered the pillar with their skins. Some I walled within the pillar, some I impaled upon the pillars on sticks, and cut off the limbs of the officers who had rebelled. Many captives from among them I burned with fire, many I took as living captives. From some I cut off their hands and fingers, and from others I cut off their noses, their ears, and fingers. Of many I put out their eyes. I made a pillar of the living and another of heads, and I bound their heads to tree trunks around the city. Their young men and maidens I burnt in the fire. Friends, outside of the Bible, Nineveh was known for having been a great lawless and ruined city. Diodorus of Sicily in 1st century BC describes Sardanapalus, which is a Ninevite king, his violations of the rigid gender boundaries. According to legend, his subjects rebelled against his taboo behaviors. Then the king piled his wealth into a mountain, climbed on top of it with his eunuchs and concubines, and torched it with a fire that burnt his palace to the ground. Would you want to save a people so cruel like this? Especially if they've done this to your people. Or perhaps in our context, will we forgive a father who hurt us, a mother who has abandoned us, or a spouse or friend who betrayed us? Yet this is God's love for the Ninevites. This is God's love for the Israelites, as well as His love for us. For when we were yet sinners and enemies, Christ came to die for us. Friends, at the end of this series on the greatest love story ever told, we are reminded of the compassion of God and the challenge God left for Jonah, the Israelites, and for those of us who will read the book of Jonah, which ends with a question: how will you respond? Jonah 4, Then the Lord said, You had compassion on the plant for which you did not work and which you did not cause to grow, which came up overnight and perished overnight. Should I not have compassion on Nineveh, the great city in which there are more than 120,000 people who do not know the difference between their right and left hand, as well as many animals? Amen.